Recording now. Okay, this is going to be, once again, equations with the variables on both sides. So the very first one is 2x plus 72 equals 4x. You can do all your work right in the worksheet itself if you want to. All right, step one is going to be, for the first time ever, we have variables on both sides. We've always had variables on one side all the time. Now they're on both sides. Well, your job is going to be, before doing mother-in-law, you need to put all the variables on one side, whether it be the left-hand side or the right-hand side. Now notice I'm going to subtract 2x from both sides. So now, it's kind of like making the mother-in-law be alone, but over here, 4x take away 2x equals a plain 2x. So I don't know if you do marriage divorce yet, but I guess you could say move all your variables to one side, either left or right-hand side, doesn't matter. But you kind of want to seclude your mother-in-law by herself, and then put your variables by itself. All right, now you know what to do from here. The big divorce happens. You divide everything by 2. Who knows what 72 divided by 2 is off the top of your head? Any takers out there, Chris? 36. So it's not really drastically new stuff, just changing the rules a little bit. All right, I'll do number 2 as well, A2. All right, 24 plus y equals 9y. And once again, you got letters on both sides of the equal sign. You kind of want to get this 24 to be alone. Right, so a little bit different than the mother-in-law. To do that, why don't we subtract y from both sides? So that'll enable your 24 to be all by itself, and then 9y take away y is 8y. And the next part is old news. You know what to do from here. You divide by 8 on both sides. And so 24 divided by 8 is 3, and there's your solution. Y equals 3. So I don't know if you can call this two-step equations. It's just called equations, I guess. All right, letter B1. 9b equals 26 minus 4b. Okay, once again, you want to get 26 to be by itself. Kind of like seclude the mother-in-law and make her be by herself. And this time, it's the married couple that you're shifting over. So I'm going to, in this time, put all my variables on the other side. 9b plus 4b is 13b equals 26. So I first find a way to seclude the mother-in-law by shifting the married couples around. Then divide by 13s. And b equals 2. It's really not threatening at all. Just changing up the rules a little bit. I'm going to go and do B3 instead. I'm going to skip one. I'm going to go right to B3 from the worksheet. So 12h equals 48 minus 4h. Okay, let's seclude the mother-in-law. Okay, 48 is her name. To make her be by herself, I'm going to do addition of the opposite. No, I should say add the opposite. So plus 4h to both sides. Kind of like moving the married couple over instead. And now the 48's by itself, and over here 12h plus 4h is 16h. Then you're always dividing at the end, it seems like. Who's got 48 divided by 16? Who knows what that is off the top of your head? Barry? 3. So I'm all doing the beginners. I have always moved the married couple around first, the variables first. I'm going to jump down to a couple toward the bottom of the worksheet. I'm looking at letter, maybe I'll do middle of the worksheet, C3. C3. It says 9r plus 7 equals 4r minus 8. We never had these last year. Oh no, I got 2 married couples and 2 mother-in-laws. So 2 of each. Let's focus still on moving the variables first. It's always been a habit of mine to always make my letters be over on the left-hand side. I don't know why. Just a rule of thumb I've had. Probably because I was raised like that. You taking algebra when I was in your shoes. So my first job is to move all the variables over to the left-hand side. And now it becomes 5r. I'm recopying the plus 7, and don't just write 8, write negative 8. See that minus 8 became negative 8 when you recopy numbers? I know what to do now. This is a classic mother-in-law. Beautiful. So now I shall subtract 7 on both sides. You get 5r equals negative 15. Negative 8, negative 7 make negative 15. And then divide by 5s. And r equals negative 3. We'll do one more just like that. And there are other ways to solve that. This is one of the many ways to get negative 3. So I moved the variable first, all to the left, then did mother-in-law, and then divide, you're all done. Another one just like this could be D1. Okay, so negative 5w minus 9 equals 3w plus 7. I have always been in the habit of moving the variables first. Now this is just my rule of thumb. Let's get all the letters to the left-hand side. So I'm going to move the 3w over by doing minus 3w to both sides. Notice I keep w's under w's. And this kind of cancels out. All the w's are gone on that side, and 7's all by itself. And over here is negative 5w, negative 3w makes negative 8w. And don't forget the minus 9. And now we do mother-in-law. Okay, now you can do the mother-in-law, adding 9 to both sides. That'll get you negative 8w equals 9 plus 7 is 16. And then divide by negative 8s. Easy. W equals negative 2. And I'll do one more just for good measure. Oh, gosh. All right. I think I'll do E number 1. E number 1. Negative 3g plus 9 equals 15g minus 9. Remember, my rule of thumb has been let's shift all the letters if we can. Sometimes you can't. Shift all the letters to the left-hand side. So I'm going to make the 15g move over by doing negative 15g to both sides. So that makes all of my letters move over to the left-hand side. So negative 3g and negative 15g combine like terms to become negative 18g. A lot of recopying now. Recopy the plus 9. And on your right-hand side, make sure your minus 9 is now called negative 9. And then from there, let's do mother-in-law. Subtract 9 to both sides now using the mother-in-law procedure. Negative 18g equals negative 18. Now divide everything by negative 18s. This worked out really good because negative 18 divided by negative 18 is a positive 1. And that's just how you do, it's called variables on both sides. A lot of shifting around.